Hey warriors, Diane here, and I am the creator of the Non-Toxic Beauty Summit. And can I just get real with you for a minute? The reason I created this summit is because I got really sick from doing many things that I thought I needed to do to build my beauty, like breast implants and Botox and toxic beauty products. And it all stemmed from this beauty bully within that told me that I needed to adjust my body and cut my body open and inject my body and use all sorts of toxic chemicals in order to build my beauty and buy my beauty. And where that got me is extremely sick, and I developed an autoimmune disease. I developed severe gut problems, major hormone imbalances, and I was sick often, like once a quarter. I was sick for a couple of weeks at a time. My immune system was completely shot. And I'm going to talk more about that in this video, but I really wanted to connect you with the idea of how toxic beauty and everyday household products and things that we do inside of our own mind that cause us sickness, symptoms, and suffering. So people have asked me, like, what does this summit have to do with immunity? Like, I'm so focused on this coronavirus right now that I can't even think straight. And here's my thought for you is that, and here's the good news, right? This summit contains some of the most important information, inspiration, and intelligence. Here's how beauty toxins and a toxic thought mindset are the key drivers that will drain your immune system, and why learning to eliminate them is extremely relevant to the current series of events with this coronavirus pandemic, and also threats to our health, wealth, freedom, and social structure. So personally, my inner work and purpose-driven mission with my global online clinic and my intention of this summit for all of you is to help people take back control over their emotions so they no longer feel like a slave to them. Food cravings, body dysmorphia, addictions like OCD, binge eating, and perfectionism to curb anxiety and feelings of shame are major stressors to the physical body and key stressors in, guess what? Depleting your immune system. So our culture has unfortunately done a terrible job reminding us of our natural born gifts and inner beauty, which is further suppressed by diet dogma and consumerism and numbing out emotions rather than confronting them. We are at a critical time in history where we are left to face ourselves and our shadows in confinement without adding anything or distracting ourselves from facing the real issues that until recently, I and the 30,000 others who have tuned into the Non-Toxic Beauty Summit were not aware of. Those two issues are toxic chemicals and toxic thoughts that keep us stuck, sick, and suffering with symptoms like autoimmune disease, fatigue, rapid aging, brain fog, chronic illness, and many more. These not only rob us of our beauty, but also drain us of our energy, vitality, and you guessed it, immunity. So the positive in all of this, because I know you want some good news now, is when you work on the foundations to build one of these four things, you build all of them. How cool is that? So here's what you are going to learn in the summit that have the intended side effects. Side effects may include building your immune system. And I'm honored to be your guide to help you put your immune system through the greatest boot camp that's ever lived on the internet. I'm serious. Serious. Many people today, maybe that's you, this was me years ago, are asking, well, what can I do to boost my immune system? Like, what pills do I take? Which is great and all, vitamin C, zinc, probiotics, and other great supplements are out there that can help that. But here's what, in my opinion, is far more important to ask. What can I remove from my body, my mind, and my environment that are blocking my immune system? Are you guys with me so far? So when we're speaking to the immune system, there's three key areas I'd like you to focus on, all of which we're going to address in the Non-Toxic Beauty Summit with some of the most gifted health practitioners, wellness leaders, and doctors in the world. I picked them for you. Your physical health is 1. Your emotional health is 2, and your chemical makeup is 3. In other words, your immune health, your hormonal health, and your mental health. So number 1, Your physical immunity and your beauty boosting tactics is something I called mind your mucosa. What is your mucosa? It's the environment inside of your mouth, your hands, your eyes, your gut, and it's your body's first line of defense. So with your hands, many of us are being touted to, wash your hands, use antibacterial soap. But unfortunately, most of the products today are touted as good ideas to kill germs, viruses, and pathogens, but they're alcohol-based and they're filled with toxins. And what happens is they kill our good germs too, which open up cracks for bad bugs to get in and leave us defenseless. So it's actually counterintuitive what many of us are taught. And in this summit, you're going to learn everything that you need to know and more about how to pick the best personal care and immune defense products that won't leave you sicker in the process of trying to avoid sickness. Does that make sense? It's a paradox, right? But in this summit, you're going to learn what products and ingredients to avoid, and on the flip side, have on hand, literally at all times, to protect you and your family. Eyes. Did you know that the most common contact solution and eye drops contain mercury and carcinogens that are known to cause cancer and deplete our immune system and cause autoimmune disease? And that looking at our smart screens at night severely limit our sleep quality. In fact, 95% of fat burning happens while we sleep, as well as the majority of hormone balancing and immune system regulation. I'm extremely proud to share this, that in these expert interviews, we talk about and go deep into how to optimize your beauty sleep so that you rest for 7 to 8 hours consistently without waking up. And we talk about how to optimize your immunity at the same time. Because if your sleep's failing, both your beauty and your immunity are failing too. Mouth. Your oral health is extremely important. It is the origin for 80% of chronic disease today. Isn't that crazy? I was shocked to learn this. So you're going to be empowered with why most health nuts, including me, have stopped using mouthwash and most popular brands of toothpaste, and the exact dentist that you'll want to trust with your mouth to save you thousands of dollars on toxic treatments, as well as to reverse most diseases today, giving your immunity a major boost because it's no longer left with the responsibility of fighting World War III in your mouth. This is huge, my friends. Your gut. Okay, your gut mucosa is the key driver for your immune health. And so the question I have for all of you that you'll learn is, how do we strengthen this gut immune system? The gut mucosa is your protective barrier superhero that lines the digestive tract. And it houses gut flora, it aids in absorbing nutrients and protects you from pathogens like viruses, as well as toxins and antigens from toxic food. Now, as an integral part of your immune system, a healthy gut is your important key for overall health, specifically said your mucosa. That's why I say mind your mucosa. In this summit, we talk all about the things that build all of these areas, the constellation of your immune system, all of these different mucosal systems. We're going to talk about them with wisdom. I'm going to empower you with what I call go now tips that you can implement now. Easy, such as what to eat, supplements to take, and environmental toxins to avoid, one of which is EMF and radiation, electronic magnetic frequencies. These are a possible hidden source of viral replication in the body and your immune system deterioration, and yes, there is science for this. It is very unknown. However, you're going to learn it firsthand here, how damaging your smartphone and laptop and Wi-Fi device and iPad and even baby monitors are severely zapping your cells' ability to make energy. But it's also stressing them out so that they get damaged and secrete more viral load throughout your body, making you more sick. I want you to learn the connection between radiation toxicity and viral attack on your body and what you can do to protect yourself. And hey, I'm not an extremist. I want you to enjoy watching educational videos like the ones in the summit. So I'm not saying to avoid them at all costs, but in these interviews, we're going to talk about how to have your smart devices and protect you too. Okay, number 2, emotional health and hormone harmonizing. So many of us are living in chronic states of worry and fear and guilt and shame. In fact, 90% of our mindset are these self-sabotaging thoughts. And it keeps us on a toxic spiral. This was happening before this viral outbreak. So now all of our emotions are tense and rising to the surface, which are great to challenge and calm. Fear, specifically, can be more damaging to your body than a virus. How is that? So the constant state of fight or flight many of us live in today not only gets us hyper-focused on obsessing over our body and how we look, but also causes us anxiety and wears out our entire system, specifically your immune system, wrecking your hormones. And this is a giant recipe for aging. And not only that, but depleted immunity and also autoimmune disease. So what is stress? What am I referring to? It's a response of the central nervous system in your brain and throughout your body to environmental stimulus outside of self perceived as a threat to your homeostasis balance. The greatest stimuli being toxic chemicals and toxic thoughts. When we have both of these things present, the stress response triggers your brain to make neurotransmitters and hormones, both of which modulates your intestinal immune system. Are you seeing the connection? So when fear and toxins produce a perfect acidic concoction in your body, it tears up your gut lining. And guess what? Your gut lining houses your first line of defense called secretory IgA, which lives on the mucosal lining, and it makes up a majority of your entire immune system. Like you probably have heard that 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. So this is what I mean. My secretory IgA, this gold standard for immune health, the gold standard is ideally 1,200 to 1,500 in a lab test, stool test. Mine, when I had breast implants and I was using Botox and pharmaceuticals and toxic beauty products and I was being a bully inside to myself, mine was 44. That's 3% of the ideal range. So no wonder I was sick with autoimmune disease. No wonder I was sick all the time. No wonder why I couldn't fight off bugs, viruses, and pathogens. Because of these toxins, toxic chemicals, and toxic stories inside of my mind, when I freed myself from them, I became more whole, beautiful, and perfect as I was. And I now have a better chance of fighting this virus than many other people because I've boosted my immunity by removing these blocks. And the last one is chemical stress. So the more toxins that you have in your body, the more toxins that get stored in your brain, and the greater mood imbalances and neurodegenerative disease that you'll experience. Why? Well, did you know that your brain is made of 70% fat? We store most toxins in our fat and bone, and toxins are driven deep into the brain to protect your body from chronic exposure. So this level of neurotoxicity will cause things like brain fog and memory loss and inability to retain new information and lack of focus and sensitivity to outside stimuli, like what's happening right now. Forgetfulness, headaches, numbness and tingling, mood problems, anxiety, rage, depression, and more. Maybe even wanting to break your TV because you don't like what you're seeing on it. So what does this have to do with toxic beauty? The average female today with her beauty and personal care routine, as well as the average male today with his personal care routine, is exposed to the most toxins above all other areas in their lives, the majority of which travels straight to your brain or other fat cells throughout the body, causing extra weight and excess food cravings. However, here's the major plus. In the Non-Toxic Beauty Summit, we not only go over how to avoid toxins in beauty and personal care, but we also take a deep dive into toxins the majority of us are using to clean our homes, treat our pets, feed our kids, fuel our brain, and connect with others through smart devices. What I want to show you in the summit and is extremely critical for you to learn is this. Breast implants, beauty toxic products, Botox, brain prescriptions, birth control, and binging on anything to distract you from the discomfort of this moment are the greatest beauty bombs to your inside world and immune system. The paradox is that most of us are attempting to build our beauty when in essence the poisons in our choices age us more from the inside out and deplete our immune system as a result. If you're wondering how we got here and why 50% of Americans have one chronic disease and 60% have two, this is why. These toxins are accumulative. Once your toxic bucket begins to overflow, symptoms are the last thing to occur as the body has been breaking down, and these symptoms are our body's way of sounding an alarm to get our attention that something is very wrong. So if you're watching this and you're struggling with unwanted symptoms of any kind, you are toxic. And the areas of your life, routines, and habits that you've accumulated them is multifaceted. But don't worry, we cover in all 50 of these interviews, from breast and brain health to metals and memories that are poisoning you and distracting your immune system every day, from doing the one thing that your body needs the most focus on right now, which is to fight off this virus and to build your immunity to be so strong that you'll have a better chance of being even healthier, more energetic, and beautiful after this storm passes. And I'll leave you with this. This is a thank you letter I got from one of my clients whom I helped clean up all the areas of her life that were literally killing her. She said, "Thank you, Diane, for helping me understand that my breast implants were distracting my immune system, as well as Botox, preventing it from dealing with pathogens like bugs that were making me sick deeper down. I had no idea that commonplace items in my everyday life were laden with toxins and drastically impacting my health. From pharmaceutical drugs, hormonal birth control, allergy medications, beauty products, cleaning supplies, Botox, glyphosate, and of course, mold. I was unknowingly poisoning myself and my family. Finally, the house of cards fell and my health suffered greatly, as did my son's. Thanks for helping us both heal and for showing us a better way. I am now free from insomnia, chronic fatigue, muscle weakness, full body pain, unexplained weight loss, heart palpitations, depression, anxiety, explosive rage, blurred vision, diarrhea, constipation, mast cell activation disorder, food sensitivities, rosacea, and tinnitus. And best of all, I've gained 30 much needed pounds. I lost 50 pounds and almost died. My hair has stopped breaking off and falling out, and my brain fog is getting better by the day." Does that sound familiar, friends? Like Emily, when I cleaned it all up, I reversed my autoimmune disease, which freed up my immune system to fight the things that were threats to my health. And this is why this summit is one of the most valuable tools you will have at your disposal right now. So you get to decide now which dramatic shows that you want to watch on the news that stress your body out more and cause your immune system to fail, or watch the Non-Toxic Beauty Summit with health professional interviews and some of the best beauty, energy, and immunity solutions from award-winning nurses, doctors, and therapists in the world to help you build a body and immune system that you'll benefit from for the rest of your life. In honor of this pandemic, we've decided to reopen free viewings and access to you to have all of the free gifts that our experts have kindly passed on to me so that I could greater empower and gift to you. This summit was designed to save your life, to lift your spirits, and to boost your confidence so that you'll learn to love your body so much that you'll stop applying toxic chemicals and toxic thoughts in your mind and build your immunity from the inside out. Make sure that you register now to access all of these interviews and gifts for free before it's too late. I hope to see you on the other side, and I hope to help you beat this virus and empower you for the rest of your life.